Luke Steele, in the interview process, stress. Let's talk about, you used to talk about creating stress. You want to create stress?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you do. People don't confess to crimes just because, always just because they want to be part of a better government committee. Sometimes they have to understand there's sanctions for your actions. And a little stress can make them understand it. Stress also will make their body language, make it better reading their body language. Body language is automatic. Our brain tells our body what to do if certain emotions and feelings go through our brain. But if I stress you, Steve, your brain gets distracted. Okay. And it can't tell you what to do with your eyes and your hands and your feet.
So if I'm trying to manipulate the situation,
Right. If I stress you a little bit, it gets more honest.
Well, how do you create stress?
Well, you can create stress several ways. One is there's a thing called proxemics. The closer I get to you, if I'm accusing you, okay, the closer I get to you, the more stress you get. Now, you don't have to yell and holler. I'm against that, unless you, some places it's called for. But a good stare, a solid stare. There's a thing called salesman silence. If somebody says something and I just look at them and I do my hand like this and I just look at you for like 20 seconds, you know I ain't buying it.
Okay.
And that will create stress and people make them talk.
How do you then deal with people for whom this is an uncomfortable situation? They're stressed when they get in there. This is not they're not a hardened criminal or whatever, or this may be their first time, or maybe they didn't think they'd ever get caught, or whatever. They come into the situation and they're stressed already.
The first thing I want to do is we talk about empathy later on in this series. I want them to think I understand their situation. I want them to think I'm their friend. I'm going to give them an open demeanor. Talk to me. You can talk to me. We're in this together.
So you're de-stressing that kid.
I'm de-stressing them totally.
Then are you going to come back and then?
I may, if the situation calls for it. Sometimes people will just go ahead and tell you. If they don't, then we may go to the stress thing. But you want an open posture. Talk about something besides the case to get them relaxed. Okay. You can't read their behavior when they're stressed if you don't see what their behavior is like when they're relaxed.
But most of the time in an interview situation, you want to create stress.
Well, if I get into the situation and they haven't told me what I want to know, then we're going to be stressed. We're going to have to stress.
So what's your summary?
Stress can produce the truth.
Okay.
People who have committed bad acts don't necessarily want to just tell you about it. Sometimes you got to stress them, you got to spend some time with them. It causes body language to be more truthful. If I stress you, that solid look you've been giving me in the eyes, sooner or later, if I keep moving in on you,
I'm going to react.
You're going to get to where you can't look me in the eyes anymore. Basic, classic example. Don't be careful about yelling and threatening. You don't have to do that to stress somebody. And in today's day, if you've got video and audio going on and you're yelling and threatening, gets in front of a judge or a jury, you're going to look like a jerk, like you bullied people. You don't want that. If you want to alleviate stress, be open to them, explain to them who you are, what you're doing, and why you're doing it, okay? Here's what we're here to talk about, okay? Then you want to talk about something else. Let's talk about the kids' little league. Let's talk about their job. Let's talk about their history. Put them at ease, okay?
And when you're doing that, are you looking for signs or?
Oh, yes. We talk about baseline later on. Yeah, we're beginning the baseline process. But you got to do that to differentiate between normal stress just from being in this situation and guilty stress.